Hey gamers, today we're going to look at Alpujarras. Let's check it out. Setup for the game is extremely easy. What you're going to do is give each person all their farmers. They're going to get this little spending Norias card. Depending on the amount of players, I'm doing it for a 4-player game. You want these little tiles with the most spaces up there. If you have one with lesser spaces, that's for a 3-player game. They even have a die for a ghost player if it's a 2-player game. But since I'm doing 4, I want to make sure I shuffle on this side. Now I shuffle all these up with the green go card here and the red in card here. The rest of them I shuffle up and just put anywhere, so your track will always be different every game you play. You're also going to shuffle up these little tiles, put 5 in every little town area on the board, and then on the printed area, you're going to put 2 of that type fruit on the board, so there should be equal amount of fruit. You're going to have your river tokens, your coin, all your fruit, your Norias over there, these little check marks, which I'll talk about later, in the trees over here, or the plants, I guess, over here, and then you are ready to play. All this game is whoever is farthest behind can move anywhere up on this track they want to and take the action. They can't go backwards. But for instance, let's say red goes first because they're in the back. They do this, then green went here, then blue went here, then yellow went here. Well, now who would go first? Blue would, because they're in last place. And maybe blue goes up here. It just depends. So you're all moving up this track, and whoever is last place will go next. So there is a chance, like if, well, yellow would have to go here, green would go there, red would go there, and then yellow could go there, and yellow could go again. That's kind of how it's going to work. And all of these tracks give you different actions. It could let you place a farmer. That's what this says. You can place one on the board. When you place one of your farmers on the board in any of these fields, you will take one of the fruits connected to that field. So I'll just take cherries there. Now, if this ever runs out, it is never refilled. Okay, you don't refill these. And the maximum amount of each type of fruit you can have is 5. So I can only have 5 cherries total. I can only have 5 Norias total, but you're not going to want more after that, and I'll tell you why. And these big sprockets here, I call them sprockets. I don't know what Norias are, but these are 3 there. So that's plant a person. The other thing you do, you move a person. That's what this move does. Majority matters because on certain cards, like these harvest cards where you can land on, if you land on this harvest tile, you can get a reward or just nothing there. But when you're landing on the harvest tile, what it does is it'll say, okay, you get one of that fruit. You know, this would be green for grape. No, I'm sorry, green for apple, purple for grape, orange for orange, yellow for lemon, and cherry for red. If you have the majority or you're tied with farmers in the field, not in the city, but in the field, then you will get all those fruits. So for example, let's say red was here with me, I would win majority there. Blue was here, I would not win majority there because I'm not even tied with blue. So if I were to take a harvest action, I would get 1 grape and 1 green apple. And if I had the majority or were tied anywhere else, I'd also get those. So sometimes I may want to move one of my men over and say, you know what, let me go over here because I really need a lemon next time. And maybe I already had 2 men here, you know, maybe I already had majority or whatnot. So you're trying to get ties and majority. That's why you'd want to move someone. This little emblem on this side, of course, gives you a coin. This gives you a Noria. Noria you can spend at any time on your turn, depending on how many you have. One lets you exchange a fruit for a fruit. Another one lets you move a farmer, just like I said. If you have 3 of them, you can place a farmer. And then 4 and 5, you can still place a farmer, but you get coin, which remember is victory points in the game. Also, other things. This one says you can get any type of fruit. If this little checkbox here, it says, hey, goals. You can complete a goal. You lay out these 4 goal cards. They're double-sided. So they're different every game, so you flip them out, and if you can take on one of these, and they're very self-explanatory, this is have 2 fruit orders of the same fruit. So if I had 2 orange fruit orders, I could fulfill this. I'd place my man here and get 4 coins. Second player, third player, fourth player do it, get adjacent coin. You're going to shuffle those out. I forgot about this. You're going to shuffle out the market too, which I'll get to in a minute, and then have your little market of, and then randomly select the fruit there on that, but that's for the market action, which I'll get to later. Anyway, the only other action I want to talk about before I get to market is the river. If you get a river token, you can place one of these river tokens, cover up, connect it to the other water tokens, and get the rewards. Rewards could be the little Noria, it could be coin, or it could be you get to plant another fruit there. So for instance, let's say I played it here. Well, now here it says, hey, I get a Noria, so I'd grab a Noria. And then I could also place any of these fruit trees. Now there's 2 of each fruit here. So let's say I wanted oranges. So I'd place the orange there. I'd grab 2 oranges for there, because I had planted new oranges there, and then I would also receive an orange for planting an orange there. So that's what happens when you plant stuff on there. So that's these river tiles. Other river tiles can just give you money, or just these Noria there that you can always cash in at any time. Like at any time, maybe to complete this goal here, I can pay this 1 Noria, turn my orange into an apple, and take this contract. Speaking of, when you get to any wheelbarrow actions right here, this is what will tell you, hey, this is what you can do. Oh, by the way, if you can't, I forgot to mention, if you can't, what if I landed on this one, but I did my market action, but I could not take one of the end goals. Maybe I just didn't have it at the moment. Well, what you can do is take one of these. It's like an IOU. So for next time, when you go to take one, you can take 2 market actions. You can just cash this in and take 2 of them at the same time. That's what that does. That's only if you can't complete one at that time you land on one. Anyway, so you are, when you go to the market, now you're going to move one of your men into town. and you're going to take one of these things here. So for instance, let's say I moved him into town, and let's say I had an extra cherry. I took this 2 cherries. I'd pay the 2 cherries, just like that, and I'd get my money according to this track. Now you see, cherries aren't worth anything, so probably shouldn't have gotten that. Maybe, let's say, when I planted a man here, I would have gotten an orange instead, and I came down here and got the 2 oranges. That would have been smart, because 2 oranges cost 2 each. So that would be 4 coin that I would receive, and coin comes in denominations of 1, 3, and 5. So I get 4 coin, and this orange would go all the way to the bottom of the track, and everything else would scoot up. So the market is always changing. Now, once I'm in town, I do not count him as majority of in the field. I have to have put more people in the field or move more people over there to get it. But I could always complete any one of these little places, any of these contracts here in town while he's in town. The other thing I can do, in addition to getting this, I can also complete one of these gold cards if I had extra fruit. So if I had an extra cherry and green apple, I could trade this in, get $2, plus if you see apples are worth $1, so I get $3 for that. All right, so you can do both of these. It says either or both if you wanted to. So you could do 1 or 2. Now, at the end of the game, these little contracts are worth 1 coin more than what it is. So see, it's a 2, it'd be a 3. So a 3 would be worth 4 coin, and you'll get that money at the end of the game. Speaking of the end of the game, the only other thing I want to show you is this thing. If you put here, it means you must place in the purple area, or orange area, or green, or red, or whatever. The game ends once everyone has gone to these last few spots here. As you see, it says, hey, you can complete a goal and maybe get money, depending on who got there first. Okay? Once everyone has done their last market action, then they're going to cash in all their extra Noria and fruit. Every 3 Noria and fruit give you 1 coin. And of course, whoever has the most money wins. Now, there's a little mini expansion here called the Farmer's Feud. What you're doing is you're shuffling these out, slipping them behind these cards, kind of like this. And on top of this, if I complete this and I have the most people in red, I'll also get 2 coin, or get a Noria, or place a river token, or move a farmer, or get 2 fruit of any type. You can just place those up just to make the game a little bit more different. And that is Alpujarras. Final thoughts. What do you think about the game? Well, I got this at the Black Friday sale. They were doing half off, free shipping. You can find the game for that amount anywhere, I think, now. But the thing is, this game is pretty fun. Now, Dr. Finn Games makes a lot of 2-player games. Biblios is probably what they're most famous for. Their dice game was a lot of fun. I had that in my collection for a while. This is the only game that tempted me during Black Friday to get it. I was like, you know what? It looks fun. And I'll be honest, the moment I brought it on the board, my gaming group loved it. They're like, oh, what is this? I mean, it's just so pretty. It's so lively. And it's so much fun to play. And the big reason why I'm keeping it is because the tiles can switch around, giving you different options, different game that changes the gameplay. Because, I mean, well, also where the fruit is placed. I guess that's also adds some variety there. The end of game gold cards, I wish there were more of them. I wish there were more double-sided cards to make the game a little bit more different. But how many different goals can you come up with? Maybe that was all they could. So it does play differently each time. It is, I mean, I was very wary at first. I wasn't going to get this until I saw the, you could shuffle the tiles around. I love that. I love that you can shuffle the tiles around because that does change the gameplay. And you're always thinking, what's the best thing to do? And you always feel like you never have enough. People were skipping over market actions because they wanted to save up for those big, to get the big contracts. But the thing is, you just need to see if you can get 2 contracts each time. One of the farmers contracts and one of the little in-city contracts. Even if it's 2s and 3s, That's what I did. I think I saved at the end and got like a 5 at the end contract. And I know those are big points, but you also want to watch that market. Like I started getting oranges when they were worth nothing because I knew eventually everyone was going to sell the top stuff. And I got the 5 oranges at the top price for $10. It was a big move, and it pushed me over everyone was in like the 50s or something, and I got 66. I mean, I beat them out, and that was really because of that last order I made. Neat little game, very fun, very nice looking, and you can get it for cheap. It's like 25 bucks, I think, on Amazon right now, which is really a good deal for this. All right, gamers, that's it for now. Until next time, you know what to do. Game on!